Good evening, everyone. We're back for another night of Our Truth podcast. And we're going to give it to you from the hip because this is our truth because I'm his mom.
And I'm her son.
So tonight's topic is movies and music and how they affect people.
It ain't scripted, y'all. So.
It ain't scripted. Anyway, I tore my paper. I didn't research this. We didn't even know what we were going to talk about 5 seconds because that's the countdown on this recorder. So we came up 5 seconds ago. So bear with us because you know we don't edit and you know why. But we ain't fake. Not saying though people that out there that edit is fake. Just saying we want y'all to see all of it. Know about all of it. But anyway, do you believe that music and movies affect the way people act in their lives, around people, to people? Yes or no? So that was dead air because I don't know what he's doing, but he sure as hell ain't paying attention to me.
Oh, yes, I am. I had to think. Can't see me, so.
Well, you got to talk in the midst of you thinking.
I know. But I also gave a dramatic flair because, that gave people a moment to think themselves. Because the way you said it, like you were asking them.
Or click off because they think, oh, something wrong.
Nah, only impatient people are like that. People who are on a podcast who understand
2025 generations is a bunch of impatient folks. For the people who
understand that the son of the podcast has a sense of humor and does things differently, they're not going to assume that I'm not there because I'm not responding fast. So
I guess
that's what I'm building with my audience to understand that I'm going to bring the comedy side while you be.
I guess I don't want to bring dead air, but we off topic. You still ain't answered the question, so I'm gonna answer it myself. I do believe that movies and music can affect the way a person acts. I believe that also games too. I honestly believe, yep, like when you are role playing on different games, I believe that those characters affect you, your mental, because you be so in depth into those characters that you forget that that's on a video game and that ain't life and that you need to let it go. And, when you have characteristics with aggressiveness, you tend to be overly aggressive in your personal life.
Right.
And then when you have basically movies, so let's say take music for example. If hello?
So while she's thinking of what she's going to say, I'm going to say this one quick thing. I feel like it's so easy for a person to say yes of that the movies and the music, even video games, that it affects a person. Because I remember how it was me growing up in certain games that you didn't want us to play, like Grand Theft Auto, like number 3 or something like that. But I had younger cousins who was playing stuff like it, and I watched South Park. That was a cartoon about the kids who was cussing and stuff. They was cursing at school and cussing the teachers out and everything. But I got ass whoopings So it was like I couldn't curse at school. I couldn't be like Cartman and like Kenny and like these other kids that I was seeing doing this stuff in the cartoon, cussing and cussing the teacher out and all this stuff. Like I go to school, I couldn't do that. It's not. That's not my reality. I feel like it also has something to do with who raised you and how strict your parents or your upbringing is. Because I wasn't allowed to do the things I saw on TV. Simple as that. Like, unless it was something that was good, like, oh, they were just doing this sport. Let's go play football. Let's go play basketball. But I was also a weird different kid. I had like a pretend game stuff. So I'm not gonna use myself in that example. But I feel like it's a willpower and it's a upbringing thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. It's
You
too
about to
many
give an
people.
example with the music.
It's too many people that was had good upbringing that turned out to be that's in prison right now for killing somebody because they listen to this hardcore rap music that's not reality, and they think that these rappers are so hardcore and so this and so that. That's the life you're supposed to live if you want to be gangster, if you want to be the shit. Oh,
But what is the proof that that's
and
the reason that led to that?
that's how you supposed to live because they you have because I'm on Instagram and I see how they talk and how they act and they always talking about this rapper, that rapper, this rapper, that rapper, and it's like you do realize that's music in the studio, like seriously, like, and you do realize that they making money while you broke trying to pretend to be them, um, and you in
I
prison and
get
they
what you're
free.
saying. I get what you're saying, but a lot of them people, some of them people, I ain't gonna say a lot, because some of them people actually live that life that they talk about. They actually live the life that they're making music for, and that they're living the life that they're making music about. And that music is not for people out there in the world to go out and do that stuff. That music is for the people who's already out in the world doing that stuff. That's their theme song. We're not saying, hey, go out and go do this stuff. They're saying, hey, this is for my people that's already out here doing this stuff. We know what it's like. We know what it means to be on the grind. You know what I'm saying? I live that, but this is where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for the drug dealers and killers who are still out there in the world, because let's face it, there are already drug dealers and killers out there in the world. And they were brought up with how they seen their ancestors doing it. I hate to say ancestors to make it seem like they're old, but their elders, how they seen their elders doing it. Their elders were selling drugs and being in the game, and they did too. And now they listen to the music about the people from the people who did the same thing too. But no one like T.I. T.I. claimed that he was a self-made man, drug dealer, and everything. And the only people I know who bumped his music was people who was in the track, people who was living their life. I've never heard of a nerd or somebody who wasn't a part of that lifestyle go, man, I'm gonna go bump some T.I. I'm gonna go listen to some Grand Hustle. I'm gonna go listen to that trap music. Like,
They have.
no. Huh?
Just because you haven't heard of it don't mean it wasn't done. They have. It's they out there. They didn't listen to it. They are thinking that that's real. And it's not only them. Okay, so you had a generation of babies having babies. And in that generation of babies having babies, you have lost the art of censorship. They're babies themselves. They're not caring or paying attention to what their kids is listening to. So you have these young kids out here listening to this gangster rap, thinking that
Real
that's
quick, Mom, when you
cool.
say babies
What?
having babies, what age are you talking?
Okay, so back in my back, I don't know when y'all was like when y'all was little. I'm gonna say you had to be around maybe 2 or 3. In Michigan, where we stay now, it was like I don't know, it was crazy epidemic
Give me my
when you were
location.
seeing 13 and 14-year-olds pregnant. Like it was like they had it. It was so bad that they actually had to. open up a different school for pregnant girls because it was overwhelming of these babies, 13, 14, 15-year-old babies pregnant. So you already know they babies themselves and they having babies. They ain't monitoring what their kids watching when they grow up. They ain't monitoring what their kids listen to them. Kids growing up cussing, hanging in the streets. Why? Because they mama hanging in the streets because they mama still babies.
Yeah, but you're proving what I just said, that it's not just the music or the movies, it's also about the upbringing, about how they've been raised. Because I watched some of the crazy stuff. I watched Ball of Blocking when I was a kid. Like,
think about it.
I've seen some, man.
Think about it.
What?
If the music was different, then they'll hear something different, and then they'll believe it's different. Because most kids unfortunately, are raised through TV, music, and movies. Because their parents ain't doing nothing. So that's how they raised. So if the music was different, and it talked about being something, becoming something, living something, doing something, not just screw this be, screw that be, or do this or do that, or end this or end that. If it was really a different tone to the music or different tones to these gangster movies or these killer movies. I mean, I love action movies. Don't get me wrong. That's my favorite.
I mean, but it was a different tone. It's called gospel music. It's called Will Smith. It's called Bow Wow, Romeo, Lil Sammy, Corey. These are the people who made music that wasn't violent at all. They made kids music. These are actually kids who made music about growing up, wanting to talk to girls, having a fan base, being the freshest person in the world. Like, this is the type of music that kids was listening to. The only time kids was listening to all that other rowdy stuff is when their parents was playing it. Because that's how I was listening to as a kid. I couldn't go in the store at 6, 8, 9 years old and go buy those CDs. Like, y'all was playing that stuff. I heard Whistle While You Twerk as a kid. I didn't go buy Ying. I didn't know who Ying Yang Twins was. That was a song that was played in a party in a house that I was upstairs from, and I could listen to the music. Like, so it was about your upbringing. Like, if everybody around me was playing gospel music, then I would have been growing up just listening to gospel music. But I can name some gospel songs off the top of my head as well. Something About the Name Jesus. The Storm by Yolanda Adams. Oh, no, somebody. I said the wrong name. I can name a few songs, like, but it's about what your people who are raising you let you do. Because, like I said, I watched Ball of Blockers with Birdman and all them, and I remember everything I seen in that movie, from all the stuff that a child shouldn't see to all the stuff a child shouldn't see. I watched South Park as a kid, and like I said, I'm going to keep bringing that up because I still watch that to this day. It's a funny cartoon. I can make Cartman's voice. You know what I'm saying? I would love to learn how to do everybody else's voice. What else can I say that was like a good movie, but kids shouldn't have watched it? Beavis and Butthead. Bebe's Kids. You know what I'm saying? Bebe's Kids was a movie about a bunch of kids who made this man's life a living hell when he was trying to date this woman and he had to take their kids out to an amusement park. That let kids know, hey, you can be this bad and get away with it. And at the end of the night, guess what? You're going to go to sleep, get in the car, and everything's going to be okay. But I didn't think that. No, because when I went out with my mom, she said, you're going to act a fool in this store, and I'm going to act a fool with you. You don't want your mama to act a fool with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that part. And I didn't want my mama to act a fool with me. So it's like, when you have a good upbringing, what you watch, what you listen to, and it does play a part. I agree with that, but I also feel like it really affects you if your upbringing is not there.
And I believe I don't believe that. I believe that to a certain extent. Let me say that because I have known some people who, like, their kids had a very good upbringing and they didn't turn right because once they got older and they went on about it, was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, how I want to do it. You can't tell me what to do anymore. This is how I'm gonna live my life. Da 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 da. And it was like, that ain't how I raised you. And they start smelling themselves. They get out in the world.
That's called influence from your peers. That ain't got nothing. That's also a big help. Look, I'm not saying that it does not. It does not. My whole thing is, I don't think it's the main reason of that behavior because,
No, it ain't the
like,
main
if a
reason.
person, if Timothy was, and we're gonna say, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch the roles. Timothy is a white kid. He grew up in the suburbs, and his parents grew up around black people. But Timothy is white. His parents are white. They grew up around black people. They don't act black. They don't sound black, but they listen to black culture. They like black culture. They watch the black movies. They listen to the black music. But they're white. They don't say the N word when they listen to this music. Now, little Timothy, he's listening to this music with his parents. He hears the music when it's playing. He hears the gangster stuff, NWA, and his parents talk about how it was back in the day with their black friends and people not believing that they had black friends. And it was just a shocker to them to be with their black friends. Now, Timothy is growing up with his parents, and he's hearing that it's cool to have black friends and it's cool to listen to this black music. So now Timothy is going to start listening to this black music himself. Now, if his parents don't see the change in Timothy, because when Timothy started listening to this music, Timothy is going to start watching video. Now he's watching the videos and he's seeing how these rappers are dressing. So now he's white and he wants to fit in because his parents hung out with black people. He wants to hang out with black people too. So this is what he thinks he got to do to hang out with those black people. Now, if his parents are not being attentive to him and not paying attention to how he's changing his clothing, how he's changing, how he's talking, and they're not stopping it right when it's happening, then Timothy is going to start going down a rabbit hole of perpetrating a funk. Now, Timothy meets, we're going to say, what's a common black name? We're going to say John, even though, yeah,
That's
Timothy
not a
meets
common
John.
black name.
It's not a common black name, but I didn't want to say nothing retarded. You know what? Okay, we're going to say Frederick. That's a typical black name. First name I ever heard of Frederick was Frederick Douglass. So we're going to say Frederick. Timothy meets Frederick. Frederick, on the other hand, grew up listening to this music. He got black parents. He know all about this music and all about the lifestyle. Matter of fact, his dad lived the lifestyle and told him previously and numerous times, you don't want to go down that path. I'd have been locked up. I'd have been stabbed. I've been shot at. You don't want to go down this path, son. I done changed my life for a reason. But the music is a reminder of what I went through and how much better I'm off now. But Frederick understands that because Frederick's parents talk to him. Frederick and Timothy meet each other. Timothy sees Frederick and he's thinking, oh, I can do this stuff and be Frederick's friend because he's going to accept me. Frederick sees Timothy doing these things and look at Timothy like, you don't have to do that. Why are you doing that? You're faking and there's no need for this. My parents told me that if I do what you're doing, I can end up in jail or killed. Why are you doing this? And your parents didn't tell you that? Well, my parents hung out with black people and they listen to black music, and they listen to this stuff in school. So I listen to it too. I get down with NWA. I know about Kendrick Lamar. I like J. Cole. J. Cole's half black. He's half white. And then they started, Drake. I like Drake. I did some research on Drake. Drake's half black, half white. So I feel like the music does play, but look at the parents on each side. The white family, and disclaimer, I am not saying that white parents do not pay attention to their children. I just wanted to use it in the flip reverse because I didn't want to put it out there that black parents don't pay attention to their children. So I didn't want to use the black people as that example.
It's parents, period, to me.
Right. So, and I just want to say that I just want to use that difference of race because it's easier with that example because honestly speaking, the Caucasians and the blacks are raised differently and they talk differently and they see things differently. And like I said, when it comes to the hood stuff, sometimes it's seen different. And you can vice versa with a white, say Italians. Black person growing up in an Italian neighborhood. He don't know about the Italian people, but he want to be Italian. So he started living Italian ways, eating Italian food, doing what the Italians do, but he black. His parents tell him, like, listen, them Italians are dangerous. You go around them doing what they're doing, you can end up dead or in jail. He meets an Italian who completely the same. His Italian friend doesn't want to live that lifestyle. His Italian friend wants to go into the baseball. He wants to be a baseball player. Like, I don't know why they be doing what they're doing, but his friend is like, man, your Uncle Ricardo on 75th, man, he wants me to go deliver a bag. And his friend's like, bro, you don't want to do that, man. My cousin you don't want to do that. Please don't deliver that bag. So it's all about the surroundings, what people are okay with letting you do while you're listening to this music and while you're watching these movies and while you're playing these video games. Because I had a good mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I did have a good mom who would sit there and tell me, "Hey, this stuff you see in the movie ain't real." You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be watching a movie and be like, "Oh," and you like, "Well, y'all know that's not real. Like that's not even blood. It's like candy syrup, and that's probably a whole bunch of meat and stuff they use." And I'm looking at her like, "You don't know," but it was like maybe she do know because she been watching movies way before I do. So maybe she knows the secret of movies because she say this ain't real, but it looks very, very real. But I'm gonna believe my mama. So since this ain't real, I know that I don't got to do this. I know that this ain't gonna happen to me. And it was stuff like Freddy Krueger and other stuff. But
so
watching
yeah,
movies like
what I used to
but
do
hold
for
on, I
y'all
want to say I want to
is
make this one thing though. But watching movies like Boys to the Hood, Menace to Society, what was the other movie? It was another movie. It was another one. She was like, she said, this can happen. This can happen to you growing up as a black man in the world. My mama told me this can be your life. And she wasn't saying you can be a thug, you can be a drug dealer. She was saying you can be treated this way. Look what happened to Ricky. He got shot in his back and he was a football star. So it's like it's not about who you are, it's about where you at and what you're allowed to portray, what you're allowed to do after seeing.
Yeah. I was the kind of mama that I would let them watch a scary movie and then I would show them how the movie was made. See, that is fake. Nothing to be scared of. That's not real. It's fake. And they used to be like, "What?" Like, yeah, that's fake.
And as a kid, you want to believe it. You want to believe them, but when you watch it so much and you see it, you're like, nah, this gotta be real. But as I got older, I started realizing, yeah, it is fake. And then I was in movies myself. I had makeup done to make it look like my throat was ripped out when I was a zombie. So it's like, I get it, and it looked real good. I looked like I was dead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was so it's like I get it. I understand. Like it was cosmetics, but you need that. You gotta have that in the world. You gotta have that person who can be like, "Hey, you know that's not real. Hey, you know you ain't
But
gotta
then
do
you
that.
have
Hey, you know that's just a cartoon."
you have those other kids that just don't
Care?
that not that they don't care, that they life is so wrapped up in the loneliness of not having their parents around because both parents working to make an income, so they latchkey kids and they're at home and they are bored or they are lonely and they listen to music and they watch these movies and they watch um Scarface and they watch Godfather and they like, wow, I'm gonna grow up to be, cause you know how many, have a lot, like when y'all was growing up, Scarface, that's gonna be me, really? You want, not y'all, but y'all cousins, that's gonna be me, really? So you want to be a drug dealer that ends up getting shot down in the end by other people because no, I want to be rich. Well, he got rich selling drugs and he ended up dying. So it's like, be careful what you saying, what you want to be and what you want to do. Um, I don't, unless you, um, shaking the hands with the men and the, all the way up there, you ain't surviving the drug life. It ain't happening. It's only three choices for you. Only three. Um, so, but anyway, so you got these kids that, you know, their parents is trying to make a better living for them, but they have to work and they giving them, or the ones who they're giving their kids anything and everything they want. And it's like, oh, I'm bored with this stuff. My parents, I can get whatever I want. And they like, oh, but I want to live like this person. Look how hard they is. Look, they on the block. They doing this. They doing that. And it's like, but that's in that song. If you saw behind the scenes, they at home chilling with their girl, chilling with their kids. They barbecuing just like you barbecuing. Like that's that.
Okay,
that's
listen,
that
I gotta
song.
look.
That's that
I gotta
movie.
defend something. I felt attacked just a little
Okay.
bit. I feel like you just attacked me only a little bit because I remember for the listen. Because I gotta admit, look, even though because we talk about movies, and I want to talk about something, and we talk about music and movies and everything. And guess what? Let me say something. My heart, my heart is in Marvel and DC. Okay, my heart is in it, just like it's in his music. You know what I'm saying? It's in it. So when I'm watching certain things and I'm seeing certain stuff and I'm seeing people get beat up on and stuff, I get mad, I get angry. So I would admit it as a grown man. Y'all can look it up whatever year and just know that I'm 10 years older than the year. For an example, it's 2025, I'm 35, 10 years older than the year. So whenever it came out, you know my age. When I watched it, I cried. Okay? And I will tell you what happened. It was dark. It was very dark. It was gloomy. There was no hope. Fighting. And they getting down to the nitty gritty. All right? And there was no hope. There was only one chance out of a trillion. Out of a trillion. And one of my favorite characters, one of my top 5, man. All right? I want y'all to understand this. One of my top 5. All right? This ain't no top 20 dude that's down in the bottom of the barrel that you scuffed up like, oh, yeah, I remember this person. No, this is one of the names I say first, second, or third, like top 5. He decides with his human body and regular suit, I'm sorry, I can't even speak, right? His regular suit, he decides that he wants to take the gauntlet. No, he don't even take the gauntlet. This man takes the Infinity Stones and he puts them on his man-made gauntlet hand. And he says 3 words that brought tears to my eyes because I knew he was about to die. He said, I am Iron Man. And snapped his fingers. Now, I watched that movie with you, the kids, and everything, and I sat in front of y'all. Y'all don't know. I was in tears and sitting in front of y'all. I ain't want y'all to see my face. That's why I sat so far in front of y'all. Because when I saw the fight happening and I seen how everything was working out, and I seen how Tony Stark looked at Doctor Strange, I said no. And my body knew. And when he snapped his finger and killed him, that whole scene, I was crying. His wife telling him, "You can stop now."
How do that have to do with the fact you say you feel attacked?
Because it wasn't real. He went home and he was barbecuing with his family. He was chilling and he was doing his thing. And he was probably watching the same movie and was like, "Oh man, I did a good job right there." That's why.
But I can understand. I can understand you being sad because you are a hardcore people. And I would love for somebody to say that they want to debate my son about Marvel. He is a hardcore Marvel fan.
It's nerds out there who's more nerdy than me. I don't know, Mama.
I don't know.
I like that. Thank you. I love that. I appreciate that. But you're going to get the nerds coming at me.
I've never seen it.
They're going to get the...
So, but anyway...
Mr. Herson, we want to talk to you and we want to have a conversation about Marvel.
Okay, I would love to. Look, y'all, I'll sit back and listen to this podcast. I don't even have to be a part of it. Y'all, I just sit back and be like...
Mom, do you know how much research I would have to do just to refresh in my brain? It's so many characters out there in the Marvel universe.
You got a whole book. Nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I got everything I need.
Nothing. And he guaranteed gonna watch. So no, nothing. He even watched stuff that I'm like, why would I watch that? Because it's part of the franchise. But anyway, back on topic, I could see that. So, cause one of your favorite characters, Iron Man, was ending.
And then one of my other characters, Spider-Man, disappeared right in front of my eye.
Right, yeah. A lot that movie was heartbreaking. I mean, I was sitting there with my mouth wide open, like, no,
Peter walking up to Tony Thompson. Tony, I feel funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't remind me. Anyway.
Peter Parker, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, that touched some heart. Look, Marvel knew, Disney knew what they was doing. They touched some heartstrings, man. They touched some heartstrings.
And I can understand that, just like with music. Like, when artists pass away and some folks are devastated.
Oh yeah.
I be like, I don't know, I'm weird because I'm like, they touched my life. Because what do they always say? Their music inspired me. I grew up off of their music. Their music gave me inspiration. Their music kept me fighting. Their music, people listen to music and watch movies for that escape. It's an escape for them, whether it's a bad escape or a good escape. Somebody could be sitting there, say, in my mind, if someone's sitting there, and they about to go do some dirt, they might sit up there and listen to Scarface, or listen to who else hardcore gangster rap. They might sit up there and go listen to a couple of tracks of that to get their bravo up. Yeah, like he said, dust in the wind, dust, yeah, go dust this, yeah.
Well, and
yeah,
then he think music now he brave,
and now he going out there doing something because he did it. Yeah, I can do it. I'm do it. Yep.
I would say music heightens the emotion because you got to think about it. He already was on a mission for blood. All he did was play some music to pump him up.
Pump himself up.
Like if a person want to get ready and ask a girl out on a date, he gonna play some Luther. Excuse me, miss. What's your name? He gonna be in that mother like, where you're from? Who can I come and possibly can I? He's like, you know what? I'm ready. I got the confidence. So it's all about the mood you in, and the music is there to
So I mean, so basically, but if he was like, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be no gangster rap, but I'm saying it should be, if you're gonna create, in my concept, if you're gonna create gangster rap, put a message in it.
Wait, NWA had a message in their gangster rap.
There you go.
All gangster rap got a message in it.
No, they don't. Not nowadays. Not nowadays.
Sometimes nowadays, the message is, don't touch my money, I'll blast you. Nowadays, no. Sometimes the message is, I got a lot of money, I got a lot of stuff, I'm going to show it off. You know?
Wait, no.
Sometimes the message is
no. So say it's a gangster rap, right? And say the rapper is rapping about, how he went on the block and how he had to do this and he had to do that because dude came at him and and he wasn't paying for that. And then he need to add something like, and that's how I ended up in jail, or that's how I end up laying here dead. Something like that, to tell the truth of the matter. Because the truth of the matter is, if you do that, it's only going to end one or two ways.
But it's not going to be like, and I got the block. It's in the music. But it's in the music. When a person say they on the block and they blast somebody else, that's murder. That's kill.
No, but these young kids be like, I'm telling you, these young kids, from their mentality, I'm telling you, they not thinking like that. They thinking this mess is real. I remember when I was I remember when I was a young adult, and I literally sat there and had a whole argument with this guy I'm sitting up there trying to tell you actually believe that they live that life. Yeah, they live that life. They wouldn't rap about it if they don't. Like, are you stupid? Yeah, they do. That's why they rap about it, because they know about it. You only can rap about what you know. Seriously, that's what you can.
Yeah, some people did live the life they rap about.
You
Some don't
seriously?
do it no more, but the ones that started out, they all lived their life. Nas, Biggie, Method Man, Wu Tang Clan, they all was in the streets doing stuff. Method Man, Redman, Tupac.
Yeah.
Well, Tupac was a little different. But he was doing stuff in the streets afterwards. Shoot, he shot a cop, and he rapped about it. Like he got
In
shot
self-defense.
He rapped about it. But I'm saying with these people that was actually doing stuff.
Right,
Got,
right. That I can understand. So, but somebody out there rapping about how they going on the block, picking up all these females, and they ain't even calling them females, they call them female dogs. Picking up these female dogs and how they from lady to lady, and how they on the corner, not scared of the police, selling dope, getting that paper, and how police tried to run them up, but it didn't work. Dude, you're lying. Cause you ain't get caught with no dope and you got off. Ain't nobody getting caught with no dope and not getting off unless they're a snitch. Only way you getting caught with dope and you walking away, you snitching on somebody else. Period, point blank, period. Sorry. Game recognized game.
I never heard nobody say that they did that.
Why you playing music?
I think my foot just hit my phone.
Oh, game recognized game. That's how
it works. Say is, I don't think.
And then, you know, I'm finna tell you how you would know if the music is real. Do you know, back in the day, you listen to these songs. Do you know the police used to use people rap songs to indict them? Because they was rapping real stuff, so they would actually play their music in the courtroom and try to get indictments on stuff that they was rapping about.
That's what all my music is an opinion. I ain't saying I did nothing. I ain't saying I used to do anything. It's an opinion. So I don't want nobody like, hey man, you said you used to. No, I didn't. I was giving you a picture of what it'd be like if I did. Now, for people who know me, they're the ones who know whether or not I really did the stuff I talk about or if I didn't. So,
yeah.
But it's just, I feel like that's how it is for Young Boy and NLE Chopper and Blueface. Because there's a lot of people who, I ain't gonna lie, I see them as how they are as rappers, and the type of person they are and how they act. And it's like, because I'm not a thug. I'm not a thug. I'm a different. I'm a thug. I always call myself a nerd thug, only because I was in the streets, but I also still stuck and clung to the nerdy side of things. So I wasn't. I'm sorry, for all my true thugs out there, all my real gangsters out there, I do apologize if you feel like I was perpetrating, but I wasn't all the way in it. Like, I'm gonna kill you for everything you got, and I'm willing to go to jail and do my time and sit in there. I wasn't no snitch, but if I did something, I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I wasn't out there just doing stuff. I had a job. If I hustled, I still had a job. I worked 9 to 5. You know, I wanted to get an education. But I'm saying all that to say, when
while you get that thought, I'm gonna say, and then
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then you have those that live their life, and it ain't got nothing to do about the music they listen to, because it'd be iconic. The fact that people might not believe me or whatever, but I lived that life, was about that life, and I listened to R&B and gospel music. I'm just saying. And I listen to R&B.
I ain't listening to
What?
That's why I paused. I was trying to figure out how to say this, but I figured it out now. Because of how I was and the music that I make, if I was to talk about something I did in the past, I will make sure it's something that wouldn't incriminate me. Oh, that's what it was. Because I know how I lived in the streets. I know how I got down, what I did, and I'm a nerd. Like how some people look at me, they're like, "Man, he collect Pokemon cards. He like to rap. I mean, we know he rap like, but he like to act, play Pokemon cards. Man, he play video games. He play basketball. Like this dude is a nerd. He's smart, math and everything. Like, we don't see him in the streets dealing. We don't see him in the streets fighting. We don't see him in the streets with crowds of women and people doing things. And no, we don't see that. We don't see him doing those type of things. So it's like when I hear other rappers, and I have to say their names, not to be, but like Blueface, like I have more respect for him now than I did when he first came out because I ain't like his style. Like it wasn't him as a person; it was his style of rap. But him as a person, I respect it. So I went back and started listening to his music and realized he was just doing things differently, but he was also speaking and being himself. Even though his music or what he talked about wasn't positive, he ain't a positive person though. So it's not like you can't expect that to come out of somebody who's not it. But then you got somebody like Nas who came from the streets, who was selling drugs, who made songs about doing that, but also made songs about us knowing who we are, reading books, knowing that we come from kings and queens.
See,
Like,
that's what I'm talking about. Right. But if you okay, the negative, but can we throw some positive in that?
and he did. He got one mic. I know I am. Hip Hop is dead. He got a couple of songs where what he's talking about is positive, and it's just the meaning of it is negative. Like the NIGGA word. Like he got a song, and that song, if you got to think about what he's saying in it. So there's a lot of artists out there who will give you that, and then there's some artists out there who's not going to give you that. Like trying to
Right.
put artists who's completely, I've never heard anything positive. It would have to. I don't know. I haven't heard all his music, so I can't say it. I don't think there's anybody out there who I've heard all their music. I can say, but if I had to put somebody out there, it'd be Cassidy. I think all his music is about selling drugs, being one of the hardest rappers, clapping you, boy. Like I don't think he ever made not one like positive song. Maybe it don't
And
get
that's
no
a
better.
shame.
It
That's a
don't get
shame.
no better. Maybe that song. But no, it's just people's upbringing. Look at Biggie. Biggie made songs about his upbringing and his struggle in the world and everything. And when people listen to his music, they wanna do better. Like the hustlers, they wanna hustle more. They wanna stop hustling and get to that point. Now I don't know if the people who ain't never hustled listen to that music. They're like, you know what? I want to go through that. Yeah, I want to be on the block watching over my back, trying to get these bags off, man, because it's hard out here. Like I don't see that because that's not how I got not that's not how I got influenced into it. To be honest, I got influenced into it because and with marijuana, and it was I hate to say it like this, but yeah, because I knew I was the guy who knew where to get it because I would get it myself for myself, and I got tired of being the guy who knew where to get it, became the guy you get it from. Simple as that. When I seen how much money I kept handing to these people that could go in my pocket, it was like, ding, 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 ding. That's how it happened for me. That's it, because of money. So it was like I could have had I was working a job and I was doing that at the same time. And I was so good at it, my mom didn't even know. Like, she didn't know that I was a guy with it. She just knew, I think my son's smoking weed. My youngest son snitched on him, but he denied it.
No,
Now I gotta go
wrong,
watch him. No,
wrong,
I'm
wrong.
talking before we moved off base. I'm talking while we was on base.
They never snitched on you about smoking weed ever.
I
You're
know, I
wrong.
know.
I can't hear
Oh
you.
well,
What?
if you never
Stop
found out until
whispering.
after we moved off of what's her name? Off book base.
Yeah, that's because
I was a little
Yeah,
bit
when I
older.
found out, no, because when I found out we was on base. Wait, no, we were off base when I had you write that essay.
Yeah, because I remember when I almost got caught smoking in my room with Monty. John came in the room to tell me something, and I had just took a hit of the bone, and the smoke was in my mouth, and I was just getting ready to blow it out the window, and John came in the room. He like, "Hey man, I need." He said some stuff, and I'm like, "Mm-hmm." I'm just looking at it like, please don't ask me this. Please don't ask me a question that requires me to open my mouth. And he was like, "You good?" Yeah. And then he closed the door, and then I blew the smoke out. And I think he did say something later on, like, "I think I smelled something." But he didn't like say nothing. Like he didn't like try to embarrass me. I guess he was like, "Well, I guess he in the house, whatever." I felt like I had got caught that day. That was when we was in Wire Mountain, and I'm like,
he didn't say. Well, if he did, he didn't say nothing to me.
Cause I'm so like, shoot.
I'm busted.
We waited a minute. I waited. Like, okay. And so, man, I can't, man, see, and it's like, I want to say, I watched Half Baked. I watched How High. What else I watched way before that? Like, it was a lot of movies I watched that it was like, oh, okay, so that's what happens when you smoke. But I ain't watch it until after I started smoking. Like, I wasn't, like, I didn't, no, I'm dead serious. I didn't watch, like, you gotta think about it. I was born in 1990. Name a movie that was made from 1990 into like when California to 2003. Okay, that was about marijuana because Half Baked didn't come out. I mean, I didn't see that until I lived in California. I didn't watch How High with Method Man and Redman until I lived in California.
Whatever. You watched that when we was in
Cheech and Chong.
in Michigan.
I learned about Cheech and Chong. I learned about Cheech and Chong in California. I know for a
fact you watched Half Baked because when I found out that
let me see when Half Baked came
uncle was watching it with, I say, I'm finna slap my brother to the side of
you know what I was watching it. Yes, I forgot. I was watching it with your brother.
I'm about to slap him to the side of next week.
I was.
So no.
Okay, yes. Look, so that movie came out in 1998. I was 8 years old.
And watching it with, yes.
So that means that 19. Okay, I could have been, okay, maybe I was watching when I was younger. Because I do have fond memories of Half Baked. But I thought I didn't start watching until after I smoked. Maybe I went back.
It was like, the crazy part about it is, you didn't even, you was at the age like you didn't even know it was a movie that you shouldn't be watching. And how I found out you was watching it is because you was telling your brothers about it. And I was like, that don't sound like a movie. And you was steady telling them and describing this movie. And I'm like, it's the name, and I'm waiting. I ain't say nothing. What's that knocking noise? I ain't say nothing, but
me.
I'm waiting on you to say the name of the movie, and when you say it, I don't know what it is, so I don't say nothing. I don't mention it. I go watch it. I go right. I went and watched it, and when I watched what it was, I said, "Oh, my brother's a dead man."
Did you laugh? Did you enjoy it?
No, I did not. Not at all.
My doctor said I thought it back behind me.
I thought it was corny. I did not like it. Yeah, I did not like it. Okay, so people out there don't come for me, but I do have a sense of humor, but I have never, unfortunately, never could get with corny comedy.
Corny.
I just
say right that don't fit your lane because it's not corny. You're just not a stoner.
I mean, but no, but
that's crazy.
I don't like. It's a lot of comedy out there. Like if the person is trying too hard or stuff like that, then I can't. It's like really. So
Thank you. How? Like you don't because. No, what you say trying too hard, I say putting in the effort. I learned that from Jim Carrey.
Jim
He
Carrey
go
is a
all out
natural.
when he go into his characters. Huh?
Jim Carrey is a natural, and he's very funny.
He goes all out though.
Right. But again, back on concept.
We still on
On
concept
point,
movies.
I would say, I don't know, Scarface, Godfather. I believe those was huge influences on people. Half Baked,
Okay,
like you said, Boys in the Hood. Those type of movies. I mean, I really believe that certain types of movies have influence on people in the way that they go about their life and the way that they react. Like NWA, police was respected before that rap came out, and it was like, oh, they saying F the police. Oh, that mean I can too. I
The
can too.
police
If they, I
wasn't
can too.
looked at. No, the police wasn't looked at in a proper lens until NWA came out, because NWA let you know how police are actually treating people.
Right.
Brothers, black people.
You can't. No, they already knew how they was treating people. It wasn't a
Right.
secret.
So,
But
and then
no,
when
the
they
thing was
when they came public with it and they started talking about it and saying, you know what, F you, that's when it became an
That's
issue.
the
Like,
thing.
since y'all want to act like this, F you.
Right. No one ever said that before. And the thing about it is, the NWA gave people the brass balls to be like, F the police. I don't like
But that's
care.
a good thing.
But
that's a good thing, because we have the right to fight our government if we're not being treated well, and we feel like we could do better or get better people in office. That goes for the rights of the police too. I'm not gonna let you think you're gonna protect and serve and protect me, and you're not actually here to protect me. You're causing more harm than you are doing any justice. That's what the Black Panthers were for. That's their whole movement. That's why they had their own guns. They protect themselves. They military themselves. They didn't want the police help.
yeah, but I'm still. I mean, but my concept is the fact that certain things cause people to act certain ways, and like not everybody, but
Right.
movies.
Just the ones that
I
ain't got the right
believe.
upbringing with it. Yeah, I agree.
Not only that, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I believe movies and music play a certain extent to
right, and influence role. Yeah,
right, a certain influence. I can't say some take it too far. I can say that, and some just use it as a base of, oh, if I would, this is what I'd be, or if I should, oh yeah, that's how I should act. Some people, me, those based on true movies is my. If it ain't based on, if it don't say based on real life events, then yeah, I'm not following anything of that. I watch it as entertainment value only. But even with entertainment value, some folks be like, they'll watch something and dream of, oh, I wish I could, or I wish I could, or I wish I could be like that, or I wish I could do that, and they'll constantly watch the same picture over and over again, or watch the same type of pictures over and over again, and they man's out because they feel like their life is so miserable. They feel like, or they listen to the same rap music over and over again, and be into their emotions because of what's going on in their own personal life, to the fact where they stop seeing what's reality and what's fiction, to the point where they like, yeah, I'm gonna go do what so and so did. I'm gonna go. I can do that now. I'm gonna go kill that dude. I'm gonna go do this to that female. I'm gonna go do that to this female. Don't. It ain't real. That's my point.
and I agree with you. but with my, my inclusion of also the surrounding of who you have with you. You know, that takes a part. But and that's just my opinion. We might make a poll on this. Like, do you feel like it's just the music in the or is it also about the people you have around you? I think that would
I
be a
know,
good one
because
because I
what
want
about
to
the
hear
people
from you.
that had a good upbringing and they just turned bad?
Nah, the people who had a good upbringing was around people listening to that music, and they wanted to be with those people. They wanted to hang out with those people. It ain't somebody that's out there by themselves, that's by themselves, living a good life, got
Oh, I
everything
thought you
they
said
want.
upbringing.
Yeah, upbringing, which means the people around you, like your school, who you go, your next door neighbor, who your aunt and uncle is, like all of these people is what shape you. That's why the movies I watched didn't make me a killer or turn me into a psycho. Now, I watched a lot of psycho crazy movies. I'm not a murdering dude. I got a degree. I got my CPL. I got 4 beautiful kids that I take care of, and I watch movies about dudes not taking care of their families and running and being deadbeat fathers and being players and womanizers and all that. How to be a player? Yes, I will say that movie did influence me. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to have a lot of girls. I wanted to be able to have multiple girls at once. So yeah, some movies did influence me, and that was a positive influence because that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, movies sometimes help boost self esteem because
Yeah, true that.
I can't even explain it, but yeah,
Like a kid could be shy, don't know how to talk to a girl, watch a certain movie and be like,
man, and now he one of the smoothest players ever. You heard Bobby? Bobby pulled Samantha. Man, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. I saw them holding hands in lunch.
right. Yeah. So yeah, you're right about it. It all depends on how
It
you deal with it
all
and how you
depends on
take
what
it.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and where it come from. So
So
yeah,
if it is an influence, it could be a positive influence as well as a negative influence.
right, right. Yep. So yeah, we're gonna add a poll to this people and
Mm-hmm.
ask, basically, what do y'all think? And 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 also comment below. Have movies ever influenced you in any shape, form, or fashion, or music? Have you ever, even if it's inspirationally, let us know.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
was you ever, because it's also music out there where a person would tell somebody, I was
Mm-hmm.
depressed until I heard your song. I was contemplating suicide, but I heard your music.
Yeah.
Um, I saw this movie. Your acting in this movie was so real. It brought me to my knees, and it made me feel like I can continue on. So yeah, because and then like one last thing I must also say, and some people take it too far. Like this one actor, he the guy, Medea's movie, with the husband. Remember, he dragged his wife
Yeah,
out.
but they got a lot of movies with husbands in
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. When the husband was with the wife and threw her out the house in the snow for her mistress, and then he ended up being in a car accident. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, she had to take
That
care of.
For a long time, that man couldn't even walk down the street without women spitting at him and calling him no good. It's a movie, people. They literally was attacking this man personally for that
Yeah.
movie. So,
Some people, that's how it was with power. A lot of people were so caught up in power, they ain't like Tariq. I mean, they ain't like the kid who played Tariq. So when they see him in the
right.
street, they're like, man, why you acting like that towards Ghost, man? He doing everything for you. Your daddy taking care.
It's like, that ain't my
You're
daddy.
like, man, that's not me. It's a
Right.
character.
And that ain't my daddy. Like, right. So, it all depends.
But you got to think.
It takes all
But you got to
kinds.
think about it this way. I'm gonna say this because for the last little, if it's like that for us people who are watching it, how you think it is for the people who have to immerse themselves into these characters and be them?
Right.
Do you think it's messing up their psych?
I do,
Like,
because
I
the guy
always
that
wondered when
just
Ice
think the
Cube
guy
did
that
his
played
son
Joker.
scene, his father scene. The what?
Just like the guy, he was a real cool, good actor. The one that played Joker, the one that committed suicide.
Oh man, legend.
Right. He said playing that character did something to him mentally.
I think
And
Jack
he could
Nicholson
never
said the same thing.
and he could never bounce back. And that's what he could never bounce back from playing the Joker. It literally mentally messed with him. So yeah, when you like immerse yourself in some of these characters, yeah, the bounce back is hard sometimes. You said that's who Jack Nicholson, right? When he The Shining.
No, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, when he played the Joker.
Not the
Really?
not the TV show, the movies. Cesar Romero was the Joker in series.
But yeah. So I said so. Yeah, it all depends. But let me give y'all the word for the day, people. The word for the day is Leonie. Leonie. Leonine. It means, and let's see, Leonie. Let's see how she pronounce it. Y'all, I'm slacking. Slacking. I was so into this here, what's her name, that I kind of forget. I was supposed to be doing a word for the day. So now I gotta find it so y'all can hear the pronunciation from the lady herself. I hope y'all are listening this far into it, because
sounds like someone dealing with a lion.
We are way over our hour here. Leonine. My bad, people. Charges to the head, not to the heart. Here we go. I gotta put my finger back up. And
wait, is that copyright? I don't think I can sing that song.
Let's see. As you singing it. All right, here we go.
No. Oh, wait. The music's going. I got it. Don't start
Did
yet.
You hear it?
There's music.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, turn that up. We can't hear it.
It's all the way up.
Nope.
I don't know what to tell y'all.
So you said it's spelled Leonine?
She's saying Leonine. That's what she's saying.
All right, play it again. Leonine.
And it's for resembling a lion or lioness. You was correct.
I said that. I knew it.
It's of or resembling a lion or lions. So there you go. Leonine is the real word for lion. Leonine. And you learn something every day. And you learn what we thought about movies and music. This is our truth. Put your truth in the comments. Let's debate about it. Have a good night, everyone. And be kind to someone on purpose. Be blessed. You heard it here, folks. Our truth. His mom.
Her son.
Peace.
Good night.
Good night.